First episode.
Yeah, first episode. So we have an introduction, but right now as the show is untitled. So welcome to our show that's still untitled. It's a show. Oh, and we've got to talk about the cup.
Yep.
Right? So what's in the cup? So this is a Darth Vader cup.
Yep.
This is my brother Ryan.
Hi, this is my brother Jerry.
I'm Jerry. We have a Darth Vader cup. He got me this cup.
And I got me this cup.
He got himself that cup. So what's in your cup tonight? Right?
Well, in my cup, I'm enjoying a little bit of scotch. A little bit of scotch whiskey. It's a lot less full, but, you know, a little bit goes a long way if you get the right kind. Right?
Yeah. In my cup, I've got coffee.
Just black coffee?
Black coffee, because I've got to stay up. I've got to stay up all night. All night. I have a job where I work at night. You have a job where you work in the day.
Well, they both are terrible in their own way.
I'm glad I have a job.
I'm glad I have a job too.
We're not going to talk about where we work though.
No, but I'd rather not talk about work. I'd rather talk about what's in my cup. So, as we discussed, he's got coffee. I got some scotch here. I like to drink. Now, I don't drink to excess. I drink in excess. But the difference is that I don't get just bold-faced drunk and go hop behind the truck wheel and drive into a tree somewhere and then blame it on, you know, a unicorn I saw crossing the road.
Driving safe is kind of important.
Driving safe is, well, that's a great segue because as I saw today, there are some people on the road. They tend to be a little on the other side of the hill. And sometimes they get there and don't know how they got there.
You're saying they're seasoned.
I'm saying they're 7 seasons and 40 winters have led them to be unsure of their surroundings.
Is that 47 and older?
They are
seasoned.
They're seasoned and well done and burned to a crisp and time to turn them over and send them out to
still people.
They're old.
They're people.
Old people is what I'm talking about. Behind the wheel.
Hey, on the subject of old people behind the wheel, we should tell them what we're doing. We did talk about this show just a little bit, but we should say. So we're brothers. We talked about that.
Right.
And we're going to talk about a subject, and we're going to talk about our thoughts of the day. We're going to talk about what's in the cup.
Right.
And then we're gonna finish it up. We're going to do it in 25 minutes or less, and we're going to try to do it once a week. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Old people behind the wheel.
Old people behind the wheel.
You were in the middle of your rant and I interrupted you.
My rants are sometimes to be talked about later. At work today, old man wandered into my warehouse. So I'm a forklift driver, but he wandered into my warehouse and he wanted to get his truck unloaded. But he couldn't figure out how to move his giant truck and trailer into the dock. So my thoughts on that were, this old, deaf, blind, tiny little man.
Could be a very nice person though.
He was delightful for old man style. Delightful. Just very old. And the thoughts of him on the road with me at the same time
scared the bejesus out.
I have fear for my life, my wife, my children. I didn't want any of them to be in the general vicinity of this person while they drive.
We do have children.
So, yeah, there's a few kids running around.
I have a lot. I have that many.
Way more than I do, just that one. And I like mine, but I don't know about more than one. For me, it's a long ways from decided.
Sure.
But kids are great.
But the thought of people driving who
keeping
are
them alive,
not in control of their faculties.
Keep what's in your cup in your cup.
Right? I did. I know. A little bit. How's that right?
That's all.
And we are shooting this with no edits, no takes, and very little.
See, you can combine the two. This scotch and coffee, and then you take that to work with you.
And then you get,
and a couple of weeks later, you get fired.
Right.
So don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive.
Unless
when
it's
you're
coffee.
When you're old, stop
without
driving.
Scotch.
With scotch, they might be better.
I can understand though. on the topic of old people driving, I can understand the feeling, right? Like, first of all, most kids, right, don't try to take, no, they don't try to take care of their parents as they get older. I don't think. Like, I have people who work for me and work around me who are taking care of themselves, and they're working in their late 60s, right?
Yeah.
And my feeling is, like, if my parents were in their late 60s, then I would want to take care of them.
Yeah.
You know, and having your independence to be able to drive it's a good thing, but like, I feel like if you feel like you have to take care of your parents, then you take care of your parents. If you don't, if you feel like you're not obligated to take care of your parents, that's how you end up with a 70-year-old, you know, little leprechaun dude with no ability to see.
He's been doing it his entire life, probably, or at least the last 20 or 30
How do you
years.
know, though?
You have to assume. And
I can't assume that he forgot how to back a truck into a truck dock.
Well, he got it there eventually, but when he finally got it there, he still didn't know where he was. So
that sounds like that sounds like a joke I can't say on the air.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. But our grandfather, I mean, he drives. He's 82 years old.
Yeah.
And he drives fast.
Very fast.
But he knows where he's going, and he gets there, and he's. The other day we were hanging out with him, and I had the pleasure of being a passenger in his truck, and he's doing 75 down a dirt road on the way out to the uncle's house, and you know,
to the farm.
To the farm.
Yeah.
And he had a place to get there, you know, a place to be, and he wanted to get there quick, and we got there long before the rest of our convoy. They were supposed to be right behind us. They didn't arrive for another 15 minutes, which I thought was pretty funny.
That's kind of risk avoidance, actually.
We thought they got pulled over trying to keep up with us or something. It was
no. If you think about it, if you are an old person and you decide to drive, you should drive incredibly fast.
Well, yeah.
Just minimize the total amount of time you're on the road.
Well, yeah. Get there.
Right?
Get there sooner.
So that's the lesson learned.
If only I'd left a minute sooner. Well, you left 5 minutes late, and he was still past.
If you're old, drive really fast.
If you're old and you're watching this channel, stop watching the channel and focus on the road.
And not using their smartphone while they're driving.
If they know what a smartphone is, I mean,
come on.
I'm trying to convince Dad to get into smartphones, and he doesn't want to upgrade from a flip. Now, we all have used a flip.
I've got one right here. If you've never seen a flip phone in all of its glory,
it opens, it closes.
It does. It does that. I don't even know who made that phone.
But I'm the fan of technology and technology being used properly. So if you are enjoying a YouTube program on your cell phone when you have some downtime, it's perfect. Just
bad on your data caps, though.
Bad on your data caps unless you're subscribed to one of these new programs that slows you down as soon as you watch one video. All right, well, if you can get through the ad first.
What a great thing for phone companies to do. I mean, they're already getting your money. You're buying the product, and then, hey, let's serve up an ad to you while you're captive to our service. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They count it as free.
So that was your thought today. Old people behind the wheel.
Just, you know, my concern is that in this world, like you were saying, the person that has to drive when they're 72, 80 years old for work, not just to get from one place to another, it saddens me a little bit to think that our government, our Social Security system, that they weren't able to, figure out a way to keep it, to a function where these people can say, I am ready to retire. I've put in my million plus hours, and I want to just go relax with my family. And maybe they don't live, did you retire well lifestyle, but they're able to have their house and their home and go visit their family and still have enough money left over to buy groceries and not wonder if their kids are going to be able to come have Thanksgiving dinner with them because they can't afford to host that year or something.
Yeah, that's right.
And that scares me a little bit. I mean, because what happens when we go to retire?
So I've got a lot of kids.
You've got a lot of kids.
That's my backup plan. one of them little suckers better turn out good. At least
I thought you were gonna say
I
you
love
could
my
sell them off.
I love
and
my
then-
kids. I'm not gonna sell my
Okay,
kids off.
I mean, one kid on the market nowadays. I mean,
No.
we're not saying good child bartering practices or anything like that. I only got the one, so I can't really
Yeah.
go with that. You know, but
No, but I'm saying I've got a lot of kids.
yeah,
Right.
well, you're increasing your odds.
That's my
I was at the casino the other
I'm
day.
a gambler.
Well, you're
Yeah.
the gambler, but
Right.
I was at the casino the other day.
Yeah. I don't actually gamble.
I won.
You did.
I lost.
Oh.
I won again.
Okay.
I lost it again,
Oh.
and I walked home.
That's a terrible story.
It's a terrible story, but the problem was
So
it wasn't just me not knowing when to stop. It was I had too much time to kill.
Oh.
I was literally in there
Yeah. I don't think you
to
can
kill a little bit of time.
I don't
needed
think
to
you
kill
can
an hour and a
gamble
half.
for a time limit. I feel like you gamble until you win. Unless you are into it with a loan shark and they're making a movie about your life and you're
Well, there's
knee got broken.
ideas about how you can win at gambling, and there's even YouTube channels where you can go and
Yeah, there are.
I want to win at baccarat. Well, the system for baccarat is really simple.
I don't know how to play baccarat.
It's so simple. Okay, you bet against the house to win. You are either you bet on one of two hands. You bet on the dealer or you bet on yourself. The dealer deals two hands. One hand's high, one hand's low. I don't remember all the numbers and crap, but whatever it is. Basically,
Aren't those important?
no, they're not. Because all you're doing is you're giving yourself a 50-50 chance. That's it. You either win or you lose. You put it on.
Why don't they
one
just
or the
flip
other.
a coin? That'd be a lot quicker.
Because the odds of it winning on heads or tails are about the same.
Right, that's my
You
point.
stack the deck. Anyways, the odds are if you win on the player hand, you get like 1.5%.
Oh.
If you win on the banker hand, you get 2%.
Alright.
Or not 2%, but
Two times.
2 times your money back. So put 5, get 250,
Gotcha.
5 and 750, and then put down 5 on the banker, you get 10. So every bet goes on the same hand, the banker, to win. Then, if you lose, the next hand covers the first hand's bet. So as long as you have an unlimited pot and the dealer limit is not too high, eventually it's going to come back around, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I bet 5, I lose. I bet 10, I lose. I bet 20, I win. Now I've got my 40, I go back to 5.
Mm-hmm.
I win, I take it. I win, I take it. I win, I take it. And then when I lose again, I keep doubling up. So it's a really slow way to build a bet, but eventually you can win big if you continue with the play. It's a crazy thing. Gambling is a terrible thing. Don't
Yeah.
gamble with your life. Don't gamble on the road.
Yeah.
Don't drink and drive.
Life gets better. We're talking a lot of deep topics today. I like that. I think that's good.
I think there hasn't really been a topic.
You want to talk about what's the topic?
Well, the topic was supposed to be the topic.
Oh, that was we were going to talk about Donald Trump for president. That was going to be the topic. That's a controversial topic.
I don't know enough about the guy. I like his hair. I think that
You like his hair?
I like his hair and the fact that I don't think it belongs here in this plane of existence. It's
hair
like
might represent
it's
some type of
it's trying to get away from whatever idea he's hatching out here in the future.
It's some type of extra-dimensional entity. Is that what?
No, it's just
Planeswalker?
he's got weird hair and he's always had weird hair. And for a billionaire, you think that the guy would go get good. Like, it's obviously his hair, right? That's what he says. This is all my hair. It's real hair. But he looks like crap. He constantly looks bad
here's the
on
thing.
screen.
So we have family, right?
Well, yeah.
Who
We're family.
have lost their hair, right? So I look at it. I'm the older brother. He's the better looking brother. So I look at that like.
There's no contradiction there. That's true.
Right. So I look at it like if I keep any of my hair, like if my hair turns gray, I'm happy about it
Oh yeah, I'm fine with that.
because that's one I kept.
Graybeard.
Is that the warning?
That's the 10-minute warning, folks. Just in
Yeah.
case you were getting tuned in just about now, you only got 10 minutes left of this
Right.
delightful show that we still don't know what it's called.
Yeah, it's still untitled right now, but not the Untitled show, because that's another show. But
Is that a real show?
oh yeah,
I didn't check that.
the MythBusters guy, Adam Savage. They have like a podcast.
No, that's called Tested.
No, it's called Still Untitled. They have a show.
Oh, well, that's...
I like it. It's a great show. So, but we don't have a name yet for this channel.
I
While
like
we're
the
shooting
show
this is our first ever YouTube video. It's
Our first official, non-official show is the introduction to that format of non-formatted show.
Right. And if it's something that works for people, that's great. And if it's something that just works for us, that might be entertaining too. It's a way for us to spend some time together.
Yeah, we know. So he's a recent immigrant from Colorado.
Returning immigrant.
Well, I mean,
So I grew up in
I
Washington.
think as soon as you change your license plate or your state license, you're now officially somewhere else, right? So every time you move to a new state,
That's kind of reasonable. That's a
you're
reasonable deal.
immigrating to that state.
Yeah.
Whether or not you're crossing.
They
the
do
border.
call you a citizen of the state.
Yeah. Well, thankfully you didn't have to know the last 20 presidents and how many stars are on the flag and all that fun stuff.
Seriously.
I mean,
Like you
I don't-
look at the names of some of these presidents and you're like, I don't remember that guy.
no.
I have no idea what he did.
I have a timeline. I could put that out here. But it covers like the last 38 some odd. It's an old school timeline poster thing. It starts at Jesus and it ends at
Wow.
whatever president. Right?
That's a long way to
it's
go.
a 25-foot timeline. It's really
Did they go straight from Jesus to the presidents?
Yeah, basically. In God we trust is what it says on the money.
Do you remember they used to call that like the divine right of kings, where the king said, "I am the king,
Mm-hmm.
so anything that I do is God's will."
Huh.
That might be how Donald Trump feels.
Well, I know he feels like he's got an angel on his back, just pushing him along through this thing, because I don't know how he got this far.
But then you talk to people who have personally met the guy, and they'll say, "Great guy."
Yeah.
I've never met him, so I don't know. And I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I follow politics a little bit more than you do, but I don't know if you have to be the policy guy to be in charge of what's basically a big business.
Right.
A country's just a big business,
Yeah.
right? They have taxes, they have money coming in, they have bills, they have money going out.
No matter what
They
he
go
does,
blow people
if
up.
he becomes elected, he's going to make sure when he's no longer the president, he's got money in the bank.
But he's already got money in the bank.
But that's what I mean, is he's going to continue.
Like more money?
They could, freeze his assets when he becomes president, something crap like that? I don't know.
I don't think they...
Whatever they do
that.
to personal gain, personal assets, like you can't profit on anything except for your own
Well, that's not true.
salary or something
Because
like that.
President Obama has residuals from his books. He wrote some books. And then after he became president, those books sold more books. And he gets a check.
Well, I should learn more about politics if I'm going to talk about politics on this particular non-political podcast thing that we're doing here on your YouTube channel.
Yeah. This is fair. But we said Donald Trump for president was going to be a topic.
It was.
But each week we'll have a topic. And then we'll have some thoughts. We'll talk about what's in the cup. I hope we don't get them switched up. Maybe we can mark the bottom of the cup.
Mine has a black mark inside here. Does yours have that same mark?
No, but you might want to get that cleaned out.
I don't know. I didn't clean it when I got it.
So
My big thing,
go ahead.
if you were going to talk about the same thing probably, but my big thing is thrift shops. I love thrift shops.
If I was going to talk about thrift shops, I went to the thrift shop the other day.
Did you find anything?
Yeah, we got this 14-inch black or color TV with a VHS player
Why?
for $4.90.
Well, it's a good deal, but
My wife, and I can't say her name. She asked me not to say her name, but my wife has a bunch of the Disney movies she got from another Goodwill somewhere for like 50 cents.
so VHS.
Yeah,
It's
you could
Hey, 5-minute warning.
5-minute warning. You can buy them for 50 cents. Or you can pay $27 to Disney for the same movie that they've already released 20 times. So we
What
got
is it,
this
a special unlimited vault?
I don't care.
Platinum edition?
You think my kids know the difference between the special unlimited vault edition and the VHS tape that's 30 years old? By the way, 4 girls and 1 boy. So they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't even care. They think it's the coolest thing in the world that they've got a TV in their room. Which, if we had had a TV in our room when we were
snuck
7,
a TV in my room, and it was a black and white 5-inch TV.
one time?
I was beaten.
Do you remember?
No, I wasn't beaten.
Do you remember one time we had the TV upstairs in our room because our mom and dad were doing something. They had some friends over or something, and then we built this Lego city on top of a card table on top of a blanket, so that we could hide the TV underneath the edge of the blanket. And then every time we would hear them coming up the stairs, we would pretend like we had been working on this Lego monstrosity by flipping the edge of turning off the TV real quick and flipping the edge of the blanket down. And then spilled the beans. Spilled it.
It wasn't me then, because I don't remember that.
Spilled the beans.
I'm sure I was a rat. I was the youngest, and every time I did anything, I got beaten by my older brothers. So
we did, and it wasn't nice. Don't do that to your younger brothers.
So
he got bigger than me.
So whatever my faults were as a child, they were when I was a child.
Yeah. But we did. That was the thing that we did. We have a middle brother also.
Yeah.
He lives in Texas. And I am, as you said, a recent immigrant back to the state of Washington.
Out of Colorado.
From Colorado.
Out here
from Washington.
Seattle.
From California.
Legal
from
weed
Washington.
either way. Not that you get to enjoy.
I don't know. I think it's I think it's too expensive.
For anything you do that's quote unquote entertainment, it's going to be expensive.
A vice.
A vice.
Yeah, they call it.
Vices are expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't smoke weed. I think it's every time I've ever done it, I have done it. It's been I'm really hungry. I'm really tired, and I wake up the next day and I feel like crap.
I've never had any illegal drugs. I've certainly had some painkillers prescribed to me after a couple of the injuries I've had. And I felt like you get into a situation where you don't feel like you're in control of yourself, and I don't like that. I don't like to feel like I'm not in control of myself.
Yeah. So I stick with the booze. I mean, I
very
drink
controllable
to excess. It's late here. I'm gonna go to bed. He's gonna go stay up all night.
All night.
He's a graveyard guy.
You're a dirty day walker.
I'm a dirty day walker, and
yeah.
He fears the sun.
I do. We got about 2 minutes left.
We got about 2 minutes left, but yeah.
We should talk about next time.
Well, next time will be very much the same. We won't have an idea of what we're doing. We might have a title.
We might have a title by then. If we don't have a title, we'll say again that we don't have a title. But you can certainly, if you want to, if you like what we're doing, and it's entertaining to you,
then come back next week.
You can come back next week.
I mean,
if you leave a comment and we read it, that's a key qualifier.
Well,
if there's a comment and we read it,
somebody left a comment.
We'd be very excited, because as of right now, we don't have any views.
Right.
0. This is a video with no views.
You should come back.
Yeah.
We're gonna figure it out.
We will figure it out. We'll read comments, and then if we read a comment, we'll respond to the comment when we get there.
We'll definitely respond to comments. I mean, you leave something negative, we're gonna leave something negative back. It's gonna be we're gonna leave you silence. We won't even talk to you.
That's pretty negative.
Because
we shall shun you.
I honestly think.
Can we call it shunning?
No, we can't call it shunning. I think that as an off-topic show, we need to be able to cover everything from family matters to friends to finance to presidents to vices to.
That's fair.
Well, we're gonna leave sex out of it. I don't think we need to talk about that.
Yep, that's our time.
And
So-
our time is valuable because we get to enjoy it. And if you want to enjoy it with us,
Come
on
back.
back.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Talk to you next time.
Bye.
Click it.